So guys, are all Professor Layton games like this? And by this, I mean feature talking dogs with amnesia running around London employing young investigator children to solve the mystery of whether they are a thoroughbred. Because if they are, then I'm in. I'm well up for this. So this is Professor Layton game on iOS, iPhone, iPad. Layton's Mystery Journey is the name. It's causing a little bit of a stir at the minute because A, it's attached to the Layton franchise and that's a very popular thing, I'm led to believe. I've always heard about it, but I haven't really played them because I didn't have a DS back in the day when these games were super popular. The other reason it's causing a stir is because it's quite expensive, about £16 or $18, and of course that gets people in a right uproar because pay money for games on mobile. No, I'm not doing that. Why isn't everything just given to me for free for nothing? And so people are trying to work out whether it's worth the money. Now, the argument that's being made by the developers is this is the same game that is appearing on like the 3DS and whatnot. It's like no different. And because of the way the iPad's laid out and because of the way that other games, like for example the Phoenix Wright series and Ace Attorney have been put onto iOS, because you've got that portrait screen in slightly bigger on the iPad, but still you've got the ability to divide it in two and basically it turns it into a 3DS, only much bigger. So they say, yo, you're getting the same game, pay the same money. And people are going and making other like appalled noises. Now I think people should be able to charge whatever they want for a game. Whether that makes it successful is another issue. But I'm more interested in the actual game itself. I've only done one of the puzzles so far. We've just downloaded it today and been giving it a look. The presentation is just lovely. And I've seen a lot of pictures from friends of mine on Twitter and the office showing us stuff from later on in the game. And it looks like the way that the game has been localized is great. And they've got a real sense of humor about it. This is level 5, the guys behind it. So the first investigation, if you like, is the fact that this dog has turned up, is a talking dog who's got amnesia, right? And we've got to try and find out who the dog is, as he says there, his true identity. And we're all treating this seriously, apparently. But what it is, really, and I've seen people play the game, so I'm, you know, familiar with what they do, is it's a collection of little mini games essentially, so little puzzles and whatnot that you have to solve, logical puzzles and lateral thinking puzzles and that sort of thing, all of which is grand because I quite enjoy those. So let's jump into the queue if we have to. Good, that's settled then. Let's get to the scene and start investigating. Where are we going, Inspector? Just down the road. Oh, he's British. Just down the road, is it Eppins? I'm sure that's what they're going for. To Elizabeth Tower, I presume. Not Burley Benjamin, who lives a few doors down. I thought this was happening in Paris, is it not? Are we actually in the UK? We must be. Okay, wicked. Case 1, The Hand That Feeds. Now, I'm playing this in portrait. You can put it in landscape mode for the cutscene-y bits, but then you have to turn it back to portrait when you start playing, because it uses that kind of dual screen functionality. See here, the lovely little anime bits, which are done beautifully. Loads and loads of character. You can play them by flipping them into portrait mode if you want to. I'm not going to do it now because it will mess with the capture. Ah yes, that famous blinking hour hand on Big Ben. So the hour hand is missing. Reported missing this morning. What have we got to do? I'm sure we've got to find it. Catch the hooligan who did it. And get back and back quick smart. Oh, I'm not going to read it like this. There are 4 faces. Even if this one is missing, the other 3 faces will still show the correct time. She has a point. Isn't that rather an exaggeration? Yeah, my better half said the same thing, but it's much worse than a bit of inconvenience. Not knowing the right time. From Ambassador Fuf... That's from Flight of the Conchords. Nice. I remember reading about it in the Times. Treaty of Rome. Ambassador's going to be received at a big venue at the Houses of Parliament. And they plan on giving him a present, a pendant modelled on the hands of Big Ben. Oh no! That's a terribly contrived reason. We better find who done it. It's a bloomin' disgrace. Need your help? Yep, alright, I'm happy to help. Let's do an actual puzzle. Scotland Yard. Yep. I do like the characterization, by the way. I'm just skipping past because I do want to see us play a bit of a game. Right, firstly, touch the magnifying glass, investigate icon, and switch to navigation mode. Investigation mode, the cursor on the upper half changes to a magnifying glass. Right on, slide on the screen as if you were drawing a line to move the magnifying around. Sometimes when you move, it will turn orange. When you identify a point of interest, tap the lower half of the screen to find out what's there. Sweet. Investigate anything that catches your eye. I'm in! Let's do this thing. Right, investigate the lamppost. So I can put this on it. There we go, something looks good. So if I tap the lower half of the screen, I found a hint coin. This is my little helper dude. Coin drop down is a hint coin, and you can buy hints when you're solving puzzles. I don't buy no hints. I solve puzzles by myself, even if it does take me all night sitting there frustratedly refusing to look at game facts. Right, touch the bag icon. And that's Kat's journal. Her investigative journal. Archive case histories. Fine, fine, fine. Yep, yep, yep. And I can change her wardrobe as well. Ace. I just want to do some sleuthing. I would usually be drinking all this stuff in. I like a well-written story, but for the sake of the video, it will be good if something happens. Come on. Right, let's have a look. Investigate the clock tower. So, there we go. Tap on that. Zoom in. Sweet. See, this is feeling a bit more like the room now. So we've got the missing hand. Shorthand really is missing. But the other clock's facing. So it's just one that we're looking for. Okay, good. Not something that would disappear easily. They've already searched around the clock face and it's just disappeared into thin air. Right on. A quarter of London doesn't know what time it is and you call it interesting. I like the sassy talking dog. Okay, let's have a look and see if there's anything else around here. Anything on the clock towers, anything on the roofs. Doesn't seem to be anything else. Just that. So let's zoom out. Now then. Where do we start, Miss Layton? I have to solve this before the ambassador turns up, so let's ask Inspector Hastings' team what they've learnt so far. Can't afford a double effort. Come along, you two. No time to lose. Right, see what Inspector Hastings has to say. So this is Inspector Hastings. Cough up the info, dude. Summarise what you found so far. Not a lot. Bill on the beat last night. You confirmed nothing was amiss at 11:50. It wasn't until 6 this morning we got a report from a stunned local who happened to glance at the clock. We came to confirm the report straight away and found it to be true. The hour hand was well and truly gone. So there is a 6 hour and 10-minute window. There we go, during which the crime was committed. I like the way this girl thinks, the same as me. There wasn't anyone else who looked at the clock in that 6-hour window. That seems unlikely. This is where it all gets a bit Phoenix Wrighty. No doubt, if we went door to door, we could find some witnesses, but we don't have that kind of time. Those hands are massive. Would have taken someone a fair old while to make off with it. Right, fit the clue in the right place. So I presume by tapping it I can spin it? No, I can't. So that's going to go down here, isn't it? There we are. Magic. Is this a metaphorical clue I found for this 6-hour window? Ah, okay, so the key pieces of information will kind of combine to form this clock hand, and that means we'll have solved it. Clues may arise from statements that appear to have nothing to do with anything. Can you use your sleuthing skills to piece it all together? Yeah, so it is really Phoenix Wrighty, which I have played. So, we got a 6-hour window. Wicked. Collect all the clues necessary. Will do. Case file's been added to the bag. So exciting to be investigating a case at last. What do we do first? Start by interviewing members of the public. Sounds like proper detective work. Let's find out if anyone around here needs a chat. More people we talk to, the better. So I presume we can use that magnifying glass again. Keep an eye on the magnifying glass icons. Yeah. Alright then. So, interview some passers-by. Oh, we already know that, thank you. So I can move this around. So you. Gentleman with the camera. Camera's good. Did you take a photo, perchance? He's an Irish stereotype. So did either of you happen to see anything around these parts last night? Such as, for instance, a person or persons transporting a large object. Asking the very questions we were going to ask him. Yes, suspicious. Douglas Durr. Everyone calls me Doug, a reporter from the London Times. Oh, I see. At present, as I mentioned aforementionedly, I am investigating. Oh, I see. It's a British thing. That's what they're trying to do here. As it happens, we're investigating the same thing. You might want to share stuff. I'm a detective. Have you ever heard of the Layton Agency? Of course. Always nice to have signed up with a complete unknown. Really inspires confidence, says the snarky dog. Or Miss Layton to be famous soon enough. Right. Was at the office all evening, penning the latest article. Didn't look at Big Ben at all. Afraid to say my own investigation just getting underway. Oh, man. You're useless. I thought you'd have taken a cool picture or something. So, you're no good. Old gentleman down here. What's your deal? How long has it been, would you say? Known each other? In a way, yes. In a way, no. What? Weird, creepy guy. People are like leaves washed along in a river. Sometimes meeting, sometimes parting. Already dreaming by nightfall. I'll tell you what, how about a little puzzle to occupy the mind? Okay, yeah, let's do it. The world is full of puzzles, Ernest. Sometimes during the course of investigation, people do come out with puzzles for you to solve. All part of the process. Okay, let's do a little puzzle before we go. Seeing as that is what these are all about. I've already done one puzzle involving a K. So the clock is currently showing the time at 3:30 PM. It would be nice if the hands of the clock would show midnight. What would be the minimum number of places you'd need to touch on the clock to show the desired time? Touch the answer frame to display the letter number on the input screen and input the letters you want to write. When you confirm the letters you've written, they will appear on the answer frame. If you want to change what you've written, touch the answer frame, yada yada. So the minimum number of times you'd have to touch. So I don't understand. What do you mean touch? Like, the minimum number of times you have to touch the clock. Oh, 0. Wouldn't it be 0? Because you would just sit and wait for it to become that time. Is that right? Am I overthinking this or underthinking this? Because surely if I want the clock to show that time, the minimum number of times I'd have to do it. Let me just check. On the clock to show the desired time. 0.
This should do it, I think. Puzzles are made for solving.
Yes! Nailed it! Lateral thinking. There's no need to touch the clock, you just wait till it turns to midnight. Come on! Puzzle 2. Hands of time added to the puzzle index. There you go! So what do I get for that, strange old man? Do I get props? Do I get clues? Nothing. Has me solving puzzles left, right and centre. And no rewards whatsoever. At the bottom of the screen, in investigation mode, you see a back to the map button. Touching that switches from investigation mode to relocation mode. Ah, so I can jump around the bottom of the screen. Cool. Alright, I'm bang into this. This is interesting. Well, you can already see, production values are good. These 3D animations look lovely. I'm interested in that slightly Ace Attorney slash mixed with puzzle solvey business gameplay. There we go, that's the orange one. And I'm keen. I think this could be good. Now, whether it actually turns out to be worth all of that money, and if it's one of the better Professor Layton games, remains to be seen, but we will have a review over on Pocket Gamer in full, so go and check that out within the next 24 hours or so to see if you think it's worth your money. But in the meantime, there you go. Layton's Mystery Journey, out now, iPhone, iPad, Android, 17-18 quid. Thank you for watching.